What's going on, guys? I am Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be jumping into the 10th anniversary battle here. We are going to be doing the stage for the 5th anniversary part 2 LRs here. So I am very excited about this one, because if you are a longtime viewer of the channel, then you will know the Broly Chi-Line Lemo card that is included here is like one of my favorites in the game. So it would be really cool for us to be able to get the special equips for them, right? So we've got our typical missions here with clearing without a support item, and then there's two different category missions that we have to do as well. So we've got the first one is a Battle of Wits mission, and then the second one is Terrifying Conquerors here. So it's kind of impossible, it's almost impossible to build a team of, that has a collaboration of both of those categories fully through all 6 units. I believe there's only like 6 units in the game that even applies to. So we are going to have to run it twice. And then we'll go ahead and, just do the Terrifying Conquerors build first. And then we will switch to the Battle of Wits build after that. So something decent to note here that I did was I did a Terrifying Conquerors and Movie Boss team. That way we could use the Tech Broly as our friend leader instead of being stuck with one of these other Terrifying Conqueror cards, right? I think this team should have enough power to get it done. We've got 3 really solid slot 1 units between the 2 Golden Friezas and the Broly, right? So we are pretty STR heavy. I don't know, I guess the way it's been is these have been 2-phase fights and they're type protected, right? So, we know if we go the left route, it's going to be physical on the final phase, which means it's likely to be AGL on the first phase to type protect. So if you brought a full STR team, you would be kind of screwed on that first fight. And we do have quite a few STR characters, but I would like to see how that works out for us with the type advantage on the second fight. So I think we'll go ahead and try the left phase here. And then I suppose just to change it up on the next fight when we do Battle of Wits, we'll go battle the other side there, right? Okay, so it doesn't actually look like my theory was correct there. Oh, wait. I think it's a 3-phase fight because this is the SSR that we're fighting against. So I would assume we're going to fight against the TUR and then the LR, right? So then I guess I would assume the next phase is going to be AGL, which is actually good because a lot of these STR units do build up over time. So that is going to be pretty useful for us here. Okay, yeah. I think I'm going to keep the cooler on rotation. He is going to be stacking, and obviously with everything that we just mentioned, we do want him to start stacking up as quickly as possible. So I don't think rotating him off is going to be the best idea. And then I think I may end up doing the same thing on the other rotation. I'll probably put the Golden Frieza in slot 1, and then maybe keep the STR Cooler on for him to stack. Though the only thing is that STR Cooler is only stacking attack and not defense. So I might actually consider keeping the Bojack on. And that Bojack post-EZA is actually very impressive. I am a pretty big fan of him. Oh, and I don't remember. Okay. So some of these cards, they do this a lot with villain cards, especially like Coolers and stuff like that, where like Coolers and Friezas, where they get extra buffs against like Goku family or Goku units specifically, or pure Saiyans, things like that. So I do need to double check that. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because this card isn't going to be on any of those, right? I was thinking pure Saiyans because of Broly, but because of Chi-Line Lemo, he actually doesn't have any of those categories. So it would be irrelevant anyway. Okay, just as far as links are concerned, yeah, they're only sharing 3 links anyway because this guy is like a Resurrection F unit. He's got very different links than your standard Wicked Bloodline cards. Okay, so yeah, I think this is the final answer here. We'll go ahead and keep Bojack on. He's stacking... Oh, he's only doing 1 turn raises. And then what are the procs for his transformation? Just turn 4. Okay, yeah. This works out well then. Because he's on turn 2 here, I do definitely want to keep him on rotation so that he'll be back on turn 4 for us to get that transformation to full power Bojack, right? And that's going to be absolutely huge for us. Okay, so we're starting out with the 10 mil attack stat. Not too bad. Okay, yeah, it looks like we're probably going to wash this first phase pretty easily here. Okay, already double-digit tanking from supers. Not too bad, not too bad. Obviously, it's always nicer to get through the fight a little quicker. But I think with this team specifically, it kind of is a smart strat for us to have the non-attacking units on rotation and stuff, right? Because like we only got 2 attacks off with that first rotation because the Tech Broly wasn't transformed yet, so he didn't do any attacks, and then obviously the AGL Golden Frieza isn't going to do any damage at all. But yeah, that is going to give our units that need to build up a little bit of extra time to do so. So that's very good. Okay, so we had the 1 turn of the free invincibility with Broly, so now we do have to transform him. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. All right. Yeah, I guess we'll give him all these. Remember that he's still going to have a ton of damage reduction, so it's smart to put him in the first slot here. The only thing that sucks is he's probably going to KO, so I don't think that STR Cooler is going to get any stacks on this rotation, unfortunately. But that is perfectly all right. We'll select some same type orbs there with the AGL Golden Frieza, so that we can start working on that Dokkan gauge. I don't know if this fight's going to last long enough. I guess I would assume it's not going to last long enough that we'll actually get that Dokkan attack. But who knows? Who knows? We'll see. We still are only on the first phase right now, so anything is possible. All right, and he gets the 3rd additional super there. And as predicted, Cooler did not get any stacks. We probably could have just put Cooler in the first slot. I mean, based on like the underwhelming power of that phase, he probably wouldn't have died in the first slot. Maybe that would have been smart to do, but it's totally fine. No big deal. No big deal. Okay, here we go. So now we have the ability to transform our Bojack. Let's go ahead and do that right away. And then as predicted, the second phase is AGL. So that makes sense. All right. I'm very tempted to do this just to be able to do more damage, but there's a lot of attacks in that first slot. Again, we don't really know the power of this phase right now. So yeah, I guess we'll just continue on like this. We'll go ahead and leave Frieza in the first slot there. We'll probably end up replacing him with the other Golden Frieza, maybe. That potentially could be a smart idea to do. But the thing is that this Golden Frieza is always going to have the 90% damage reduction as long as we remain above 50% HP, whereas the other Golden Frieza has started with 90% damage reduction and doesn't matter the HP restrictions or anything, but he is subtracting 10% every single turn. I think all the way down to only 30%, so he isn't going to be nearly as good of a slot 1 tank as this other AGL Golden Frieza, right? So yeah, all things to consider here for sure. And then, obviously, once we get to that final phase... Okay, yeah. That was what I didn't really consider, and I probably should have, with keeping the 2 STR units on rotation, is that once we blow through this AGL phase, when we get to the final phase, he's going to be physical type again. So we will... Yeah, it would be better to have the STR units on rotation, right? I didn't anticipate that we were going to flatten this second phase so quickly, but those critical hits definitely helped us out, right? Okay, well, that is perfectly fine. I think I'm still going to put Broly in the first slot. Might as well launch the active. No time like the present. Get him a nice buff for the turn. That is a lot of attacks. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think I feel comfortable with my rotations like this. I want Broly to have as many links as possible. He doesn't really link up well with these guys, but I want him to have legendary power, so we're going to keep the Final Form Cooler on rotation here, especially because we didn't really get any stacks with the other Cooler, so he is kind of not looking too amazing for us, I guess. Okay, but I think we'll be fine here regardless. I don't think this is going to be too difficult. Oh yeah, that's, I guess, another big bonus about putting Broly in the first slot there, right? Is that once he receives the attack, he gets the additional super. Oh yeah, and with a 24 million attack stat, I don't know if we're gonna... This might be a one-phase thing, because obviously both of the Coolers are going to do multiple additional attacks as well. So yeah, we might absolutely destroy this phase here. Yeah, and then with the third super from Broly, he's only going to have like 50% of his HP left. I think it's a wrap right here. That's pretty much GG. Yeah, I think that was definitely a cheeky strat, because obviously none of the Broly cards are on Terrifying Conquerors, unfortunately. But yeah, getting that good combination in there with movie bosses was definitely smart for us, right? Yeah, it is kind of funny when you're able to do that. Like the one unit that is kind of your ace for the event is the one that doesn't even follow the category missions because it's just like a friend lead. I have done this sometimes with like, specific Universe Survival Saga missions. If it's like a Universe 7 specific mission or like a Universe 6 specific mission, something like that, then you can always bring a friend Jiren. And even though he isn't on the, specific category you need, he still covers everybody because he's a generic like Universe Survival Saga leader. So yeah, I always feel like that's a fun strat when you get away with it. Okay, well, that was a little bit easier than anticipated. I guess I'm coming off the heels of some very difficult challenge content, right? I had just finished the Dokkan Ultimate Thrilling Battle, and that new Ultimate Clash that we got, the Battle Hardened Formidable Foes, right? All of those events are clearly much more difficult than this. But also, we're only down here at the 5th anniversary stage, so it's still going to ramp up quite a bit, I imagine, as we move on. Okay, so there we go. We got our first set of missions cleared, and then now we just have to go ahead and do the Battle of Wits team, and we'll be good to go here. So, yeah, this is our Battle of Wits team right here, and then I'm going to make sure we get a friend Glorio in there. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me filter it further. Yeah, I've been talking about this. I bring this up basically every time I attempt to use Glorio in a video. But it is just so sad that there's like no Glorios on the friends list. It's just a very rare unit to see at this point. And I think part of the reason why is because a lot of people did end up skipping that Daima, collab celebration in preparation for the anniversary, and he's only been around the one time, right? So, and the fact that it was a dual Dokkan Fest and you had to choose between the two characters, right off rip, obviously we could tell that both the units were very good, but I think that there was a lot more hype toward Daima Goku, so maybe people would have summoned more for him anyway than they would have for Glorio. But regardless, I think a lot of people just didn't summon at all for those, so hopefully, at some point when he comes back, there will be more of him seen on the friends list. But yeah, for now, we are stuck with just hunting for like the one random 55% one we can find or something. I suppose it's lucky we actually got a 79% one. That is kind of cool. All right, we don't really have a slot 1 unit here. I'm just going to keep Vegito up there, I guess. No real reason why not. There we go. With that orb selection, we're able to get the 18 key. Very nice. And then I kind of want to get all these physical orbs with Glorio here. Again, attempting to build toward that Dokkan gauge. I don't think it's probably not going to happen based on how easy it was for us to, blow through that last attempt. Yeah, I don't think we're going to struggle too much here. We don't have quite as cohesive of a team build here. Battle of Wits is a little bit weird. It is kind of a bad category at this point. Looking through the roster of characters that we have available on Battle of Wits, it's not that great. It really isn't. Like, it's a neat, it's a neat category to have as a portion of a leader skill. For example, how we have the Glorio, right? Because it's Battle of Wits. What else is it? Like Battle of Fate and then Demonic Power. So, there are some good cards on Battle of Wits, as you can see with the few cards that we have on this team. But they just aren't like, you don't want to run like full Battle of Wits because you can't really make a very, very cohesive units with a lot of units that link together and have, passive skills that are helping each other out and things like that. But yeah, being able to include them as just some of the units on the team is nice. All right, Glorio's probably going to finish off the phase here. I didn't glance at our second turn rotation. Okay, we do have a Glorio. That's actually going to be a really good rotation for us because we've got the two Vegito cards that are going to link pretty well. And then Glorio. I guess the only problem is that, again, we technically don't have a slot 1 unit. The one nice thing for us is that with the type protection, because, again... Sorry about that. I think I'm gonna need to get a new headset. My headset has been just shutting off on me randomly, like every 10 minutes. It seems. So that's kind of annoying. Sorry about that. But yeah, so with the type protection, we could assume that this stage was going to be STR for the final phase to be int, which type protects against physical characters, right? So that does help out Vegito. But if he does take a super attack here, there's no telling. I think that definitely could still endanger us in some way. We'll see, though. We'll see. We do have... Let me check how many links we've got up here. They should be decently linked together. Okay, it's only 3 links right now, but that's just because they're untransformed, right? A lot of those links are going to change if they did get the opportunity to transform, but that's fine. It's still good enough because we've also got the Glorio support. And now, with that key sphere selection, it is double Glorio support because the last turn's Glorio is supporting as well. So yeah. Okay, well, I was going to say, unless there's an untimely super, we're definitely fine here. And unfortunately, there is, so let's see what we take. Oh, he's still able to tank it. Okay, yeah, then I guess this stage is as much of a slouch as we thought. Yeah, it looks like AGL Vegito is probably going to solo this then. Great. Love that for the boy. Cool. Okay, and then... very easily moving on to the final phase. Unfortunately, no Glorio around, or I think we probably would just one turn this again. Might as well get our active skills activated here since it is the final phase. Get our Vegeta looking real strong. Man, probably just gonna keep Vegito in slot 1. Sorry about that. Forgot to focus mode my phone before starting recording. So, I don't know. Probably want to keep Vegito. The scary part is that both of them have type disadvantage, and then obviously the Frieza in 17 is like not a slot 1 unit. I mean, none of them really are. Let's go ahead and put him up front. I think I trust this a little bit better. Yeah. Let's do that. And then we'll use Vegito. This works out good for Vegito because he's getting the additional attack in slots 2 or 3, which he wouldn't previously earn in slot 1, so maybe that can help us finish this off a little quicker. All right, and another slot 1 super that we've got to deal with here. Let's see. I imagine we'll actually take some damage here. No? Still not? Okay, wow. And he critical hit us. Wow. I guess it's good to know he has that ability, but it's not going to make a difference, I guess, just because our team is too powerful. Okay, and we just also applied a million status effects to him. That is kind of cool as well. Oh, it looks like one of the status effects is from his own. He is raising attack every time he gets hit. Okay, so that is kind of lucky then that I guess we got hit with the super right away. Especially because it did a critical hit. If he's going to be raising his attack, that's crazy. But yeah, we did hit him with that action break, so one of those attacks didn't go off, and then we just dodged the other one anyway, so nice. Okay, yeah, it's looking like a pretty solid GG right here. No big deal, no big deal. Just flexing with type disadvantage units. There we go, and then that's that guaranteed additional. The extra one that we get for being in slot 2. Okay, easy peasy. Nothing too difficult there. Yeah, those category missions were definitely not that bad. Had we tried to do them in one run, it would have been an absolute nightmare. I think because of how quickly we got through those, I don't mind. I'll go ahead and show that off to you guys really quick. So here, let's collect our equipment real quick. And then, sweet. All right, we've got all of our equips there for the Part 2 LRs. Awesome. And then, yeah, let me just show you guys really... Oh. Okay, so check this out. We've got Terrifying Conquerors and we've got Battle of Wits, full match. These are all of the characters that are on both categories. That's it. That's it. Just these 6. So yeah, unless you built a team with these 6 and beat that event, then you weren't going to be able to get both those missions done in one run. It wasn't going to happen. Yeah. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at Broly, Chilai, and Lemos. Oh, goodness. I just have a full crit build on them. I actually built them offensively. That's kind of insane to think about. To be honest with you, I feel like I might switch that up at some point. to full dodges. This has been a very, very common theme with a lot of these units that have been getting super easy A's especially, but then also some units that have been getting, you know, normal easy A's. They're just old enough that it was before I was doing dodge builds on characters, and I was usually prioritizing offensive stuff. So yeah, I'm only just now realizing how many units in the game actually have builds that I don't like, and this is one of them. But yeah, this is such a beloved card to me. I may actually switch up these builds. So for now, we will go ahead and apply the equips here. So we've got the massive defense raise there, taking away a little bit of attacking power and crit from us, but that's no problem. And then here we've actually got some extra evasion chance, which is nice. They do have always a high chance regardless, and then obviously guaranteed at the 7 orbs, which is why I didn't give them a full dodge build initially, because it would have been a situation of, oh, they can, you know, they can like have a guaranteed way to dodge. Why would you put it in their kit? But obviously you can get caught on those turns where they, you know, aren't able to select 7 orbs. Then they only have the 50% chance to dodge. So having a little bit extra in your hidden potential build is nice for those risky turns, right? Okay, so this should be fine for now. Like I said, at some point I might go ahead and change all these crit nodes into dodge nodes. We'll see. Oh, also, here's another thing that I have the advantage of doing. Just because I do collect... Let's see here. Just because I do collect, like, TURs and SSRs of cards. Where's he at here? Let me find him real quick. Oh, it's because I'm on team building. That's why. Oh, I didn't mean to click him. Let me just search for him. How about that? Yeah, this guy. Okay, so check it out. I've got his TUR rainbowed. Oh, but he's also a full additional build. Oh, that's so annoying. Wow. That's how you can tell how long ago I started farming up this TUR. That long ago. That even the TUR... Because, like, this was back when I would actually use that TUR, right? In Ultimate Clash, I would use Broly, Chila, and Lemo, and then this guy as, like, my 2 leads. Or maybe he wasn't one of my leaders. Was he? Yeah, maybe I was doing like a movie boss team and just including him as one of the movie boss characters. So I was actually using him and I didn't put a full dodge build on him. Dang. Well, we do also have the SSR, who is also not a full dodge build. There's no way. Oh, he is full dodge. It's just, yeah, because you have the forced additional nodes. But then obviously the big bummer here is he's only 69%. So if I did eventually want to switch it where the one that's currently the LR, I move down to be like the SSR and then move the SSR up to be the LR. Because they're all link level 10 as well. Like they're all done. Then yeah, I would have to pull 3 more copies first to be able to have them rainbowed that way. So who knows? Maybe that's something I'll do down the road. But yeah, for now, I think we'll be set with the Broly, Chila, and Lemo that we've got. And then let's go ahead and go to the Rosé. Definitely less excited about this guy. I mean, yeah, as you can see here, my initial copy of him doesn't even have equips applied. I have never really bothered because I'm not a big fan of this unit. He is pretty much just like a key hungry damage dealer. So yeah, and then comparative to like a lot of the other like Goku Black and Rosé and Zamasu cards that are available in game, this one just usually isn't too desirable for me to even put on the team at this point. So yeah, not too hard pressed to make sure this guy has the most amazing stuff. But then of course he does have a full dodge build. Well, I guess it's not full dodge. I've kind of balanced between additional and dodge here, I guess. Probably more than likely what happened, because this is the first dupe path you open, was that it was long enough ago I was still doing offensive builds here, and then by the time I had gotten him to 79%, it was when I had switched to being doing, you know, full defensive builds, and so I opted for dodge here. That's probably what happened. Alright, but there we go. He's got a very nice build there, some dodge in there, some additionals. I think he is good to go. Alright, well, that is going to do it for this stage of the anniversary battle. Let me know what you guys think about these equips. I honestly kind of think, I mean, they're better than they were before. I do like the way that they are balanced around and giving you some dodge, crit, and additional. But I kind of wish that there was, like, even more equips that you could, like, there was multiple of each of the rarities, and then you could choose to kind of, you know, sway toward an offensive or a defensive build depending on what you were doing. But it's nice that we're getting the exclusive equips anyway, because then, you know, aside from these equips being like, you know, overpowered or having that many options, it also does save you equips, right? Because this means that you won't have to use other equips that are in your box, and you can just save those for other characters. Alright, well, there we go. That is going to do it for this one. Don't forget to check out the links down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.